Hi, my name is Shaira Jahan. I am a nursing student at McGill and I'm also a member of CIME. And today I'm going to be presenting some information about childhood vaccination. So to begin, what exactly is a vaccine? Well, very briefly, vaccines are a product that reduces your risk of developing a disease. So how do they work? Well, inside of a vaccine, there's some part of a virus or bacteria that's either dead or weakened. And this allows the vaccine to imitate a disease without causing you to get sick. So your body can develop a way to fight that disease. So after vaccination, if you were to encounter the same disease again, your body is already familiar with it, knows how to fight it, so you're at a lower risk of developing the illness. So we really stress vaccination, but why is it so important? Well, by getting vaccinated, you are protecting yourself, and by protecting yourself, you're also protecting those around you. Because if you don't get sick, that means that you can't spread an illness to your friends and your family and your community. Also, some people are unable to get vaccinated either because they're too young or they're too old or they have immune problems that prevent vaccination. So, by vaccinating yourself, you're once again protecting those around you, and this is known as herd immunity. So let's discuss some of the myths surrounding vaccination. A big myth is that vaccines cause autism, but this is simply not true. There is no scientific evidence that proves that vaccines can cause autism. Does the flu vaccine give you the flu? Once again, this is not possible. It's not possible because the virus inside of the flu vaccine is dead, so it cannot give you the flu. You can feel ill after receiving the flu vaccine, but that just might be your body's normal reaction to the vaccine. Is the mercury in vaccines dangerous? Well, the mercury found in certain vaccines is known as thimerosal, and thimerosal is used to prevent the growth of bacteria, fungus, and other germs from developing inside certain vaccine containers. So thimerosal is actually very safe for us because the human body can break it down and eliminate it very easily, so it won't build up into levels high enough to cause us any harm. Thimerosal is found in two vaccines. It is found in the hepatitis B vaccine, and it's also found in certain flu vaccines. If you're very worried about thimerosal, you can ask for a hepatitis B vaccine without any thimerosal. However, please do know that it's very safe for us, so there really is not any reason for concern. So I cannot get vaccinated when I'm sick or if I have a fever. This is not true. Mild illnesses like an ear infection, cold, mild diarrhea, or a mild fever below 38 degrees Celsius should not prevent you from getting vaccinated because these mild illnesses do not affect how our body responds to vaccination. But if you have any concerns, let your healthcare worker know. I'm allergic to eggs, so I cannot vaccinate. There's no need to avoid vaccination if you are allergic to eggs, because some vaccines do contain a very small residual amount of egg proteins, but it's such a small amount that severe allergic reactions are very rare. These vaccines that contain egg can be certain flu vaccines or the yellow fever vaccine. After any vaccine, a severe allergic reaction, if it happens, will happen within the first 15 minutes after getting the vaccine. So stay with your healthcare worker for those 15 minutes and alert them of your egg allergy before receiving the vaccine. My mother gets bad reactions to vaccines, so I do not vaccinate. Everybody is different, so everyone will have a different reaction to a vaccine. So please do not let someone's bad experience scare you away from vaccination. So these are some normal reactions to vaccines that should go away in a few days. The redness and swelling we see here is normal. Soreness, fatigue, headache, itching, and fever below 40 degrees Celsius are also normal reactions. But when should you be concerned? Always contact a healthcare worker if you experience a bad fever above 40 degrees Celsius or anaphylaxis after getting a vaccine. But what is anaphylaxis? Well, anaphylaxis is a serious, life-threatening allergic reaction that can happen after getting a vaccine or eating a food that you're allergic to. To recognize anaphylaxis, you need to have a problem with two of your body systems. So if you have a hard time breathing, as well as a skin rash, this is anaphylaxis. If you have nausea and a hard time breathing, this is also anaphylaxis. But if you just have a skin rash, this is not anaphylaxis. So anaphylaxis is very, very rare. So please do not let the rare chance of anaphylaxis scare you away from getting vaccinated. As we discussed before, life-threatening allergic reactions, if they do happen typically in the 15 minutes after getting a vaccine. So stay with your healthcare worker for those 15 minutes. And lastly, if you experience anaphylaxis after one vaccine, please don't let that scare you from getting other vaccines. Let your healthcare worker know about your allergic reaction, just to make sure that future vaccines are safe for you. So don't be scared and just let them know. So when should you avoid vaccination? Pregnant women and individuals with immune diseases should avoid certain vaccines like the ones that I've listed here. So let your healthcare worker know about pregnancy and immune conditions prior to vaccination. And if you have any other concerns, let your healthcare worker know and they'll discuss if vaccinating is safe for you. So let's discuss the Quebec immunization program. It is free for both children and adults. It's covered by IFPH. It's very highly recommended in Quebec. It is not mandatory, but very highly recommended. And it's also very highly recommended for children who will begin schooling. So here is a timeline of the immunization schedule here in Quebec for young children, for school-age children, and then as well for adults. Moving on, for children born after June 1st, 2019, they have a new schedule to follow, as shown in the table here. Some of the changes include fewer doses of certain vaccines. A very big thing to notice here is that it's very important to stick to schedule. Vaccines are set when children are most likely to catch a certain disease. So we want to make sure that children stick to the vaccination schedule to receive the best form of protection that they can. If you're uncomfortable looking at that chart and thinking that there's many vaccines, please do not worry because it's just one shot. One shot will contain a lot of vaccines. If you're uncomfortable with having so many vaccines in one shot, certain doctors are willing to spread out the vaccinations, but there's really no reason for that aside for comfort. So please keep that in mind. Keep in mind that it's safe. And if you do spread out the vaccinations, your child will need more needle pricks. So what if your vaccination history is unknown? If you have your record of vaccination, please bring that with you to your vaccination appointment. However, without a past record of vaccination, you and your child will receive all of the recommended vaccines. This ensures proper protection against bacteria and viruses. It is not harmful at all to receive an extra dose of a vaccine. It's much better to have complete protection, so please don't be worried about that. If your child is really scared of needles, one of the best ways to make them feel more comfortable with getting a shot is just to be honest. Tell them that it will hurt a little, but it's to keep them healthy and to protect them in the future. If we tell children that it's not going to hurt at all, they're going to feel like we're not listening to their concerns. So it's better just to be honest. You can give your child a toy to hold while receiving the vaccine to calm down. Also, just holding your child on your lap can help calm them down as well. Lastly, where can you go for vaccination? Well, you can head to the CLSC Park Extension Vaccination Clinic. If you have any questions, Feel free to speak with anybody working at the CLSC and definitely ask to speak with a nurse. So that's going to be all for today. I hope everybody can make a well-informed decision around vaccination, and I hope people can understand that vaccination is truly one of the best forms of protection that we have available. Thank you so much for listening.